it, my response to them would be, we'll, take care of it at the polls. Me as a council person, I will be violating the residents that do not support it by just going over their head or violating the charter and just deparking it.
But isn't it kind of true that the people that are concerned about it really should communicate to you? Once they put it out and put the public hearing out, you know what I mean? The residents, the first word, have an opportunity to comment.
Right.
And if they don't come out at that point and comment, then why go through the expense of an election or putting it on the ballot when really, if you get 5 phone calls from people that say they want it, and you get 3 phone calls from people who saying they don't, then your mandate is the 5.
Right. Well, actually, I'm happy you brought that up about the public hearing. In this situation, this deparking effort, I've initiated something that is kind of abnormal, that is not done often. Whereas the council has 2 choices, either one choice to put it on the ballot and the other choice to send it through the planning commission, hold a public hearing so that the residents of the first ward or across the city can have input, and then depark it that way. Right now, I have both balls rolling at the same time. Of course, it is my intent to have it placed on the ballot, which that process is being done right now, so that the people can vote. At the same time, we're getting ready to vote on a resolution that will authorize the planning commission to still go ahead with the public hearing, so that while one ball is rolling, while it's being placed on the ballot, the residents will also have the opportunity to come down to the public hearing to actually speak on it, so that they can bring those recommendations back to the council, so that we can have further dialogue on that. One thing I have done, because the conception is, Delrico Loyd, he's not trying to work with the developer, he's not trying to do anything. Well, normally, in order for this particular issue to be placed on the ballot, the developer and any interested parties will actually have to go out and collect signatures. And I made a promise to this developer. I said, even though I'm not going to violate the people by deparking this, I will initiate the process of having this placed on the ballot so that, they don't have to go out and get the signatures. So, I'm working with both sides, but at the same time, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. I can ask one of my residents, I can just take one of their set of keys and drive down to Mississippi, where my family is from, and come back. A month later, they would be pretty upset. Now, if I ask them for their keys and I say, now listen, Mrs. Sharp, can I drive down to Mississippi? Can I take your brand new Cadillac down there? It's a pretty car. I like the color. If I ask her, then it's the right way of doing it. She may say yes. She may not be upset when I come back.
I see it. I see both sides.
Right.
I'm just concerned of the expense. We are in a deficit.
Right.
And there's got to be expenses related to having a public hearing. There's got to be expenses related to having it on the ballot. So now, if you get the input at the public hearing and it's positive, then you should be able to go forward without the election. But I see if you get the public hearing information at the public hearing and it's negative, then you really shouldn't go ahead again with the election because you've already been told your mandate. So I feel your pain.
Right. Because it is a decision to make. Going back to my experience on the council, there are some decisions such as, do we want to approve grass cutting contracts? That's a no-brainer.
Well, that's really my next question.
Right.
Everybody on the council is complaining about grass. I drove through the neighborhood and couldn't see a car. And this was dang near a Hummer. All I saw was the antenna coming up to the corner. So grass cutting is definitely a problem. I know we're in a deficit. Is it because we don't have the money? Is it because the administration is not friendly with the council? Why can't we get our grass cut?
Well, actually, I believe that the grass cutting contracts are actually approved a little later, I guess, than normal. So that kind of put the crews behind, as well as all of the rainy weather that we had. Now, I do believe, we could have a little bit more progress, but I'm asking some of the residents, I'm even asking the sheriff's department to kind of just help us out, do something a little different. I've set up a meeting with Sheriff Pacale, And I'm going to talk to him possibly about having the inmates do community service as far as cutting the grass, helping to cut some of these lots.
We need to get some of these kids some lawnmowers.
We did that, and that brings me to something else. Okay. There's a lot of talk about, the kids, get these kids some lawnmowers. Well, we talk about the CDBG dollars.
Right.
And even if that money is not eligible for this type of project, there are grants out there for everything under the sun. If you want a new porch or you want new siding, there's nine times out of 10.
One in the mail, $500 for community improvement projects.
Right. Well, if we can we can get people to write grants and get some of those grants to hire some of these teenagers, hire some of these young men and women to go out and cut some of these lots, some of this grass.
But Delrico, we have the CDBG money. Mm-hmm. I mean, isn't it just a matter of writing the program?
Right.
Because we have the money through CDBG. Mm-hmm. If the city writes a program that says we're going to employ 200 boys and girls between the ages of 14 and 16, and they're going to paint curbs, and they're going to mow lawns, and they're going to prune trees.
That's right.
We don't have to write a grant. Well, in all actuality, because that's, I guess, what that CDBG money is for. I don't want you to get away from here without talking to me about your relationship with the mayor and your other council members. I think that's crucial in your upcoming election. People need to know how you're getting along with folks.
Well, definitely. And I stress this to many residents. A lot of things that the residents in my ward were tired of, disgusted with, were the same things that troubled me, and actually enhanced my decision to actually get involved. All of the fighting and bickering and other things. Actually, we do actually have some great people downtown, but at the same time, we may not do all of the right things. And we've seen that actually before I came to council. My relationship with the council and mayor, I'm willing to work with whoever it takes to get the best job done for the residents of the city. A lot of people think, hey, since I'm young, I came to the council. People are going to tell them what to do. People are going to run them over. But my mother taught me to set the pace in the beginning so that in the end we don't have to come back and fall out or do all of this excess bickering. So that's what I did. The first thing I did when I came to council, I met with the majority of the council members as well as the mayor, the city administrator, former council, first ward council person, Daryl Buchanan. Mm-hmm. I met with everybody. And I told him, I said, hey, if you want to talk to me, and if it's something that's going to help move the first ward forward, something that's going to help move the city forward, I'm all ears. Let's sit down and have lunch. Let's go golf. Let's go to church. I mean, whatever the case may be. But if it's something that's going to continue the bickering and the fighting, I don't have time for it. I am 23 years old. There are a lot of dreams, a lot of ideas that I have bottled up in me, have been there for years. Mm-hmm. And I do not and will not allow those dreams to be squandered or squashed by one individual or one body or the mayor or anybody else. If we want to move this city forward, we have to work together. So really, to answer your question, since I've been on the council in January, I've been working to build relationships, to mend those broken pieces, even though I can't do it all by myself. But it's better to have somebody that's working than to have nobody that's working at all. We do have some great council members.
It's almost that the local media has branded it as bickering. But in all actuality, as a check and balance to the administration, it's pretty much your job to confront each other and to be at ends. If he wants to spend $30,000 and there's only $20,000, well, you got to bicker.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Listen, Delrico, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Having you on the show, man. We are out of time. Is there anywhere people can get a hold of you to support your campaign?
Yes. Well, actually, even aside from the campaign, I would like to leave a couple numbers so that residents that may be watching this will have the opportunity to contact me. Every day I knock on doors. I ride the war, but it's one of me. It's over 20,000 of the residents.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead, hurry up, give out that number. We're running out of time.
Right. So that number, my cell phone number, actually, my city cell is actually area code 810-397-3918. Go
ahead and repeat it one more time.
Area code 810-397-3918. The other number is the city council office. There are ladies there that can take care of whatever the issue is and give that message to us. That number is area code 810-766 766-7418.
766-7418.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Delrico, it's been a pleasure.
All right.
With any luck, Kesha will be back. You guys won't have to look at me anymore, but we're going to bring you as many of the candidates as we can. If there's someone that hasn't been on the program that you'd like to see on Meet the Candidates, give us a call here at 810-239-2901, and we'll see if we can't make contact with them, or you can make contact with their camp and give them our number. We want to see them on Meet the Candidates. Again, I'm Paul Herring for Meet the Candidates, and we're empowering the community with information.